Let's welcome back Newsweek opinion editor Batya Ungar-Sargon. Batya, the big story of the day is that members of House Oversight read that FBI document from an FBI confidential informant. The FBI has used this person for at least 10 years. They're now talking about two separate $5 million payments, one to Joe Biden, one to Hunter Biden. There's no proof that they got the money, but there's also evidence that there was major use of off-balance sheet shell companies to bury the cash drops from overseas. What do you think of the story?
So it doesn't look good. it looks bad. I want to know more for sure. But I have to tell you, Liz, you know, I've been working on this book about the American working class. I've been traveling the country for the last year, interviewing Republican and Democrat working class Americans. And I got to tell you, when the word Ukraine comes up, it's not in this context. It's in the context of, why are we sending billions of dollars there when we have so many problems here? And Liz, I hear this from Republican working class voters all the time, hardworking Americans who can't afford the American dream anymore. And so I would just urge people who are spending a lot of energy on this to keep in mind who your voter base is, because they have real problems right now. And they agree with you about this. They agree with you about the woke issue, but their kitchen table issues are really hurting.
Yeah, we're just reporting on the issues. I mean,
for.
But we understand you're in touch with the middle class, working class voter. And, you know, when they see stuff like this going on, I mean, you're right. The voter polls show they don't like the direction of the country. 7 out of 10 say we're heading in the wrong direction. They don't like what this White House has been doing. That's like 6 out of 10. We're talking Gallup, Quinnipiac, Monmouth, Emerson polls. You know, but when you see the behaviorally, so the White House is trying to shut this down. But Batya, we've got to stay on the story. And the story is this. The pattern is this, that the Biden family game plan was cash in on Vice President Biden's job, earn millions in consulting fees, set up dozens of shell companies to bury the cash drops of from overseas. We're tracking $4.6 million that went to Hunter Biden shell companies and his law firm for consulting services out of Ukraine's Burisma. And there's talk of a $5 million bribery involving this and then Vice President Biden. The working class America and middle America do not like seeing stories like this at all.
Absolutely. And you take it even further. The injustice of the difference between how the media treats Joe Biden and the way they treated President Trump, that bothers people a lot, right? I mean, can you even imagine if a Republican had done this, you wouldn't have the media essentially covering for them the way the liberal media is covering for Joe Biden right now. So I totally agree with you on that.
What bothers them the most?
The fact that the American dream is so far out of reach for the hardest working Americans.
All right, so you got then the Biden family is being accused by House Oversight GOP lawmakers, Senators Chuck Grassley, Senator Ron Johnson. You know, they're saying that basically Joe Biden was not going to be the presidential nominee in 2016. Last year and a half of his vice presidency, like, okay, we'll just go in and just try to make some money for the family. I mean, that's the psychology that the House GOP lawmakers are claiming is at play here. Final word.
It's very hard to disagree with that. It really looks like that happened, and the more evidence that comes out seems to only confirm that. So, I mean, you know, I think they're right.
Batya, great to see you. We'll have you back on again soon.
Thanks, Liz.